Hi everyone, it's me, Reverend Michelle, and I want to show you how I edit a video that is going to be on the TV station watchhen.com. So this is what I do. I import the production, and what has happened is this has been previously recorded, it went out live, and we're going to take and edit the content for broadcast. So I upload the video and then I drag it to my timeline. Now, if this were any other size, what I would do is I would check the canvas, the project settings, but it's the size that I want it to be. So everything's fine there. But if not, I would have changed it to be whatever size I wanted it to go out. Since this particular broadcast, when it goes live on Sunday, we start 30 seconds ahead, I have all this dead space, which is right here. And that is so that people have time on Sunday when we are live to be able to log in, and she hasn't started speaking yet. But when I'm editing for the broadcast to be on air, I have to cut all this dead space out because that's a waste of time and money. So I get rid of the dead space. Now, as you can see right here, and you may not know if you're not familiar with the show, this is the intro. So the intro, I usually come to the end or come to just when I start to see it fade to black, which is right about there. And that is usually where I start it, but I'm going to cut it here. I'm going to cut it right when I see Apostle smiling. So I cut here, and then I put it on line 1. For me, or track 1, for me, I always have my audio on track 1 and track 2. And that is because they're stationary, they're not going to move. Usually once I have my audio, that doesn't change. Next thing I do is I listen.
Morning, and welcome to the Fire and Glory broadcast. We are
Now, as you can see from here, move that. As you can see, the audio indicators, that's what the lines are going up and down that she's speaking, they're kind of low. So what I always do is I check first when she first starts talking, then I check when I see the lines go down,
the House of Judah Deliverance Center.
and then I come over and I edit that audio because I want people to be able to hear it when they listen. So I always adjust that audio and I bring it up some just till I can get to the top of the line. And now you might be able to hear the difference here.
In Newport News, Virginia. I'm Apostle Gladys Coleman, and I really believe that we have
Okay, so now you see I boosted that audio. Now, the next thing that she does on Sundays is she always greets the people who are watching. So I scroll down to the end because when it comes time for the broadcast, we don't put that part in. It's just on Sundays because the broadcast is supposed to be 28 minutes and 30 seconds. She goes right up to the wire. She goes right up to 30 seconds. Um, Actually, I should say she goes right up to 30 minutes. And so there's not a lot of wiggle room with that. But I do always come down and remove the excess. So the excess is those who were online with us. So right here is the end of that and the beginning of the first comment. So I come here, and then what I do is I run it back just a little, and then I split my track and delete that. So now we are down to 29 minutes and 30 seconds. Her outro is going to have to go here, so I go and I get her outro and I add it to the timeline. Now, the outro here shows up on track 1. I never have my outro on track 1. I always have it on track 3. And that is because she has a picture that's going to fade in at the end. And if it is on track 1, you won't be able to see it. So let me show you. Let me show you with it being on track 1.
God bless you and God keep you. It's
You've
my
been
holy
watching the
prayer.
Fire and Glory broadcast
Be
with Apostle
encouraged
Gladys E. Coleman.
And actually, I need to run it back just a little bit so that you'll be able to see the difference.
You.
We
It's
invite
my
you to
holy
join us for
prayer.
our in-person Sunday morning
Be
worship
encouraged
service at
and
11
know
o'clock
that God
a.m.
is with you.
at the House of Judah.
Okay, so then you saw how it jumped and it came in. Normally, I have it up on the above track so that there's this fade that happens right here.
Countenance upon you and give you, his people, his peace. You're covered
You've
by the
been watching
blood.
the Fire
You're
and Glory
washed in the
broadcast
blood.
with Apostle Gladys E.
God
Coleman.
bless you and
We
God
invite
keep
you to join us for our
It's my
in-person
holy
Sunday morning
prayer.
worship service
Be
at 11
encouraged
o'clock a.m.
and know
Now, as you saw how it faded out, it's in a good spot right there at 29:52. That's a good spot. So I'm going to run it back right here.
Join us for our
It's my
in-person
holy
Sunday
prayer.
morning worship.
Okay, so she stopped talking right there. And as you can see here, that there's still audio, there's still more talking. I don't want that. So what I do is I come to the edge right about there, and then I split that track and delete it. And it's out. So let's go here.
We
God
invite
keep
you to join us for our
It's my
in-person
holy
Sunday
prayer.
morning worship service at 11 o'clock a.m.
And
at the House of Judah,
it's taken out by the announcer.
3806 Roanoke Avenue, Newport News, Virginia.
So now that is the end. I still haven't put my intro on correctly. So what I'm going to do at this point is I am going to group these two, because normally I do my intro before I do any of this, but if you've made the mistake like I did and you didn't do the intro, this is what I do. I group it, and I group it so I can move it. That's my only reason. And then I'm going to come to the beginning of my track. And I need a little more. I need to be able to see it a little more. Some people can edit it with it small like that. It doesn't work for me. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to come right to the edge. When it just starts to go dark, I'm going to slide her in, and then I am going to add a fade because I want it to fade in. So it would be like this.
Good morning and welcome to the Fire and Glory broadcast.
So as you can see, I have added the intro. I've edited, cut out the parts that I don't need, and I have put on the outro on the end. So I hope that this will help you when it comes time to editing. I hope that you will see behind the scenes what we do and what you can do when it comes to editing your show. So let me ungroup it, and as you see, when I ungroup it, it's right at the place where it's supposed to be.
The Fire
You're
and Glory
washed in the
broadcast
blood.
with Apostle Gladys E.
God
Coleman.
bless you and
We
God
invite
keep
you to join us for our
It's my
in-person
holy
Sunday
prayer.
morning worship service.
And so then the next thing I do is I export the video and I upload it to the station. So I hope this will give you a little behind the scenes on how to edit, and I hope it will help you. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'll be glad to answer them for you. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. God keep you is my prayer.